Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Love Island UK, Season 11, Episode 36.
If y'all don't know by now, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment. We are almost at the end of the season. I'm going to miss y'all, but I'm really not because y'all going to stay with us, right?
Hopefully. We review a lot of stuff, you guys.
Exactly. You ready, Blair?
I'm ready.
Walk us through this.
Josh is talking to Mimi, and he appreciates that he was chosen by her.
Okay.
And they're both looking forward to exploring their connection.
Okay.
Ayo and Jess talk. She said that she had to get her dig in with her speech, basically saying that the connection will be strong as long as we remember to communicate.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, it sounded like you kind of tried to call me out.
Mm-hmm.
And Jess tells him it's like talking to a wall. What about the other stuff I said? You're not paying attention to all the other good stuff. So she ends up walking off.
Yeah. I have a lot to say about this scene. Let's color it a little bit more.
Okay.
So they are sitting down, Jess and Ayo, and his attention is over there.
Yeah.
And over there is Mimi and Josh. She sits down, she talks, and she basically talk about how she had the speech and how she had to do a little dig. Ayo like, what dig?
Right. And she had to explain the dig.
She had to explain the dig. So to me, at that point, I'm thinking he did not think it was a dig because he couldn't even recognize it. Yeah. Now that he know that it was a dig, I guess she wants him to feel some type of way about it, and he just like, okay, you know what I'm saying?
He's just like, yeah, you called me out,
and in some way, she in a way was like, well, can you talk about the good things I said? He was like, first of all, I wasn't even talking. Okay, I was staring over there.
Yeah.
And now Jessica is upsetting herself because I think she wants to expedite the process with Ayo in the sense of, hey, we should be further along than where we are. Actually, I feel like we are a step back from where we were in Casa.
I think she wants just some type of emotional response or reaction from Ayo, whether it's good or it's bad. I think that she was trying to get a reaction out of him, and he would not give her one.
No, he didn't even recognize it.
No,
even with him being the last one standing up there.
Yeah.
What did you think about the scene besides that, Blair?
I think that Jess needs to move along from Ayo. I don't think that she has the capability to go Ayo's speed. Ayo's speed is a very slow, meandering, no direction type of speed.
Yeah.
And I think Jess needs somebody who's a little bit more upfront with their feelings. Honestly, I feel like Josh would be a better match for Jess when it comes to temperament, personality, and communication. But the thing is, I don't know if they'll ever have a chance to really cross paths in that way, because the situations are so, close with Mimi and Ayo, close to home, I guess. But I feel like they would be better suited with the way that they approach situations.
Josh is straightforward, she's straightforward, and things like that. And truth be told, everything that glitters ain't gold. Ayo's not gold, Jess. So it's like I think she's realizing like I'm frustrated with this.
Right. So Nicole and Kieran talk, and she is happy that they are now boyfriend and girlfriend. Yeah. She is so in love with Kieran.
Someone said in the comments that I really never really what's the word? I really never noticed it until they said it. I even brought it up to Blair. They never been in the hideaway.
Right.
For someone that is closed off, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever they are, the this season's winners or like whatever it is, they never been in the hideaway, and I wonder why that is.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. But let's continue.
So Jess tells Grace, well, if I could just throw out a idea. If I want to reach for something.
Go ahead, reach for something.
Only thing I can think of is maybe that they don't want to get too intimate on camera.
Okay.
Is my only thoughts, because I mean Grace and Joey, they spent a night in the hideaway when they didn't want to sleep in outside or in separate beds. So for me, I think that probably Nicole and Kieran, it might just be kind of like a respectability type of thing. They just don't want to put themselves out there in that way. But I could be speaking too soon because we might see something before the season ends.
Maybe.
So. But we see Jess tell Grace and Jesse that she feels like she's talking to a wall when it comes to Ayo.
You are.
Mimi ends up coming over, and she says that she is the type who can read between the lines and piece together what Ayo is trying to say. But she acknowledges that, yeah, it's hard for him to speak in full sentences.
Oh, because he has a, condition?
Who knows?
Okay.
Honestly, I'm tired of hearing Ayo talk. I'm sitting here trying to write my notes, and we even got the words on, and I'm just like, what is he trying to say? And
this is not his accent. This is him literally starting a sentence, and 2 words into it, he switches to another word or to another thought and things like that.
I think also what doesn't help is that Jess is not patient when it comes to his speech, so she doesn't allow him to fully express himself, even though he ain't saying nothing. But she kind of fills in the gaps for him when he's talking, and I'm like, just stop doing that. Let him hang himself, or whatever the case may be, with whatever he's saying or not saying. Like, you keep jumping in because basically you're irritated with the pace of the conversation, which I get. I get it.
And Mimi, you are not, because I gotta attack Mimi.
Yeah,
you are not his interpreter,
right?
You get what I'm saying? This whole thing of you understand and how no, you don't, right? The difference is that his full attention was on you when it was on you, and now that his full attention is not on Jess, he don't want to talk to her.
Yeah.
Now, when he was in Casa, she ain't had no hard time understanding him because his full attention was on Jessica.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But now that his full attention is on Mimi while with Jessica, he really don't want to talk to her.
And you can tell.
Exactly.
It's like pulling teeth.
Exactly.
So Mimi says that things with Josh are going well, but it's a little bit intense. She prefers to move at a slower pace.
You prefer to move at a slower pace at the end of the season?
Right.
You prefer to move at a slower pace at the end of Casa? I know a real place where you can move very slow, at a pace of your own speed, at a pace where no one will push you, at a pace where no one can vote for you, at a pace where no one can cheer you on and be Mimi fans. You can go home.
The real world.
Yeah, because my whole thing is, how can you ask for something and then when you get it, you're like, it's too much? Yeah. No. You wanted a guy that wanted to be all about you. This is actually the true Love Island experience. And I'm sorry you've been robbed of the whole Love Island experience, or the true one, to where you and Ayo kind of like play coy with each other here and there. But now he comes in as a bombshell and he say, hey, we only got a week or two left. I like you. You like me. Let's go together. Yeah. And she's like, this is a bit too much. Well, guess what? Be single then.
And go home.
Exactly.
So Lolly and Connor. Connor talks about how he appreciates being in a couple with Lolly. He also tells her about his previous couples that didn't work and they were friendship couples. Then he goes on to compliment her about her outfit and her jewelry. Honestly, there's not a connection here either.
Yeah. I stand corrected. These two need to go home, and then we get back to Mimi and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's no connection here. Yeah. Jess and Ayo talk. So Ayo says that he hasn't been easy these past couple of days. He hasn't been the best at communicating. He really likes Jess, and he tells her, I didn't pick you for no reason from Casa.
Okay.
I wish he would actually explicitly say the reason.
But he told y'all. No, Blair. Do not stay over there. Do not come over here. Right? There's a red line here. He told y'all the reason, and y'all was the one that was like, yeah, I do see the chemistry with them. Okay. I do see the relationship with them. I said, I don't see anything. I said that from the time they first talked and had conversation. I was like, I don't see it. Yeah. Y'all was like, you blind, Chris. And I was like, okay. I'll be Stevie.
Well, I'll give it this much to not come over all the way to your side.
Thank you.
Ayo had a spark about Jess when he first met her, but I think it was that new spark of a fresh new thing.
Maybe.
And I think that died down once Mimi came back and he was faced with the reality of his decision. So I'm not going to say he was a completely different person, but he had a little pep to his step. I'll say that.
That's not enough bail to get you out of jail. I'm sorry. That's not enough bail to get you out of jail. Okay? I'm sorry.
Well, Jess said that she didn't think she said anything degrading in her speech. Yeah. She said, you didn't communicate with me and you didn't tell me that you had a chat with Mimi. She says, that's something you could have told me. She was not trying to call him out to embarrass him. She says, at the end of the day, we're still trying to learn each other. Yeah. So they end up kissing and it seems like things are on good terms, but I can just see in Jess's face and eyes, she is tired.
See, the thing about it is, he thinks just saying I like you is going to fix the problem, but he gonna have to say something more after that. And I think Jessica is the worst thing you can do to a girl like Jessica is ignore and to give no reaction. So it's kind of like let's say let's say me and Blair is married. Me and Blair is married, right? And Blair does something for me to notice. Like basically, okay, Chris, you forgot to close the cabinet in the kitchen. I'm going to leave it open, right? But when I go in the kitchen, I walk around the cabinet, get what I need out of it, and I walk right back to where I was going. And your whole point was to basically show, hey, you left it open. That's what Ayo is doing to Jessica. And I don't even know if this part of Ayo game is intentional. I just think, hey, listen, when I don't care about how I'm viewed by you, because I don't really care about you like that, I'm not going to notice the dig. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course you was going to pick me. Like, at the end of the day, it's just a waiting game. So I think to her, she's like, I did not say that to embarrass you. And he's like, okay, we talk about the dig. It's like I don't think he cares.
No, I don't
You know what I'm
think
saying?
so.
And I think Jess is trying to do these things as I'm trying to teach you some things about yourself. And he's like, okay, like, so he just don't care about her in that way.
Right. So it's the next day. Kieran made Nicole breakfast for both of them in the den.
Okay.
She seemed to appreciate it.
Okay.
Ayo and Sean talk. Ayo didn't think Jess needed to make the comments she made in her speech.
Okay.
He does want to continue to get to know Jessica, and he says that things with Mimi are a wrap. That is done.
Okay.
Reuben was a bit upset about Grace's speech, and during Grace's speech, she said that she was enjoying getting to know Reuben, but she also made it clear that she was open to talking to anybody, and Reuben should be open too. And
that's kind of strange.
And Reuben was just like, he would have preferred her being a little bit more into him, at least in what she was saying.
Yeah, at least tell me one-on-one.
So Reuben pulls Grace for a chat. She wanted to eat her breakfast first, and he's like, can you do that after we talk? So she was just like, I guess so. So already they're not starting on a good foot.
Yeah.
So he was hoping for more optimism, and she, like we said, she said she was enjoying getting to know people.
Yeah.
And honestly, that conversation didn't really go anywhere. He just kind of got his issue off that he didn't appreciate the speech.
Yeah.
So Grace tells Matilda that Reuben is pissed off now. She thought they were both on the same page as far as where they were in their situation. But to bring it up the next morning when she's trying to get food is just annoying.
Yeah. And she was mad about the whole thing and everything. What is your thoughts about Grace in this situation here?
I don't think Grace is that into Reuben. I think that she enjoys their conversation, but I think Reuben being irritated by her speech and approaching her about it just kind of turned her off completely.
Here's what I think about Grace. I feel like if you're not going to be here with Joey, you shouldn't be here. But I'm going to get over that. Justice for Samantha. I'm going to get over that, though. I'm going to try. But there's something to, like, I don't know what it is, and I'm trying not to make it a thing here, but it's like she did kind of hit him with the "you should be grateful to be with me" type of thing, and I'm like, well, y'all the only ones that's left without somebody.
That's true.
And Grace keep dumping these guys, getting with these guys and dumping them, getting with these guys and dumping them. You get what I'm saying? And it's like, Grace, you gotta at least like bunker down with somebody.
Yeah.
I understand you're in a situation to where you are friends or you are in a couple with like this guy, and his friend is actually the better looking one. His friend is the one you're actually interested in. Talk about Josh, right?
Yeah.
His friend is actually the one you want to talk to, but his friend's not interested in you at the moment. You get what I'm saying? So I think in this moment, was it an overreaction? I probably lean a little bit over the overreaction, because he could have let her get her cereal. You get what I'm saying? But I think her saying, like, can I eat first, is coming out of her pores that she's not really into him.
True.
Because I feel like if Josh asked her in a moment,
yeah, she would go ahead.
she would have been like,
right.
okay, cool. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like she's like, we're open and I'm into you, but her actions is kind of showing that she's really not into him, and she's not giving him the grace for him to be himself. It's like, now I'm mad at him because he didn't let me pour a bowl of cereal and stuff like that. It's like, all right, just say you're really not into him at all.
But I feel like Grace's speech was kind of like a tip of her hat to Josh, because Josh gave a speech that was signaling that he was into Grace.
So they talking to each other.
I feel like in their speeches, they're talking to each other, not necessarily trying to get a dig at their couple, but letting each other know, I still see you. You know, if things, push was to come to shove, maybe they shouldn't be doing that. But I think that's what the intention was behind what Grace was saying.
That's true. That's true. That's actually right. 100%.
So Reuben gets a text. It is time for a challenge, and it is game, sex, match.
Okay.
So this game is to test how well the couples know each other.
Yeah.
They have to write the answers on their racket. If both of them get the answers correct, get the matching, then they get to take a step forward. If they don't match, they get water poured on them. So there were just a few things that stood out to me during the game.
Okay.
There was a question asked about who was more invested in the relationship.
Yeah.
Sean thinks Ayo could be more invested in his situation, and because he feels like Mimi is still in the equation. Jess was saying like, what, just like how you were invested in your situation when you were in Casa. And Jess asked Mimi, are you still in the equation or not? And Mimi says that she is not. Joey is saying that the feelings are still there between them, and Jess is like, yeah, just like you and Grace. Joey doesn't like Jesse being friends with Grace. He says that Grace is not cool with you being with me. He thinks that Grace has ulterior motives of being befriending Jesse.
You think so?
I really don't.
I don't see it.
I really don't see it. Matilda says that it seems like you're not over the Grace situation. And Sean feels like, I don't know if he was talking to Matilda or Jesse, but he said that you're sabotaging what they have going on. So next, we get who won't last outside of the villa. Matilda says Joey and Jesse because she says you're still into Grace. Yeah. Joey said Grace's feelings toward me are strong. Grace said, I never told you that. I never gave you an inkling of that. I actually removed myself from the situation. That's so true. Why are you saying that in front of everybody right now? Joey says it's just obvious the way you are around the villa that you're into me.
Okay, I like that.
Reuben thinks that Ayo is confused. And Grace also said Ayo and Jess when it came to that answer.
Of who won't last?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think they're going to last in the villa.
Right. So the winners were Grace and Reuben and Mimi and Josh. Yeah. So it's nighttime and there is some fallout from the game. Yeah. Jesse asks Grace if she thinks Joey still has feelings for her, and Grace says no. Matilda and Joey have a conversation, and Matilda tells Joey that he was being an a-hole during the competition.
He was.
Joey doesn't think that Grace's intentions are pure with being Jesse's friend. Okay. And Matilda said Grace has been nothing but pure. She's been rooting for you and Jesse's relationship, and she's trying to get this for Joey to understand. And Joey's pretty much just like, oh, cool. Okay, we're good. Okay. Because Joey's not going to change his mind. He thinks what he thinks. And also, he's trying to get some entertainment for us. I really feel like, because Joey, he was smirking half the time. I think he was enjoying getting a rise out of people. Any thoughts? No. So Nicole and Mimi talk. Okay. Mimi told Josh that she wanted to slow things down a bit. She wanted a little bit less pressure on their situation.
What do you mean slow down? Like did the guy ask you to? And this is what happens. And I'm gonna cut you off a lot during this scene. Sure. This is what happens when it turns into no, it's not you, it's me type of speeches. Slow down. Did I miss something? Did Josh ask to be exclusive? No. Did Josh ask to be closed off? Nope. Did Josh ask to be boyfriend, girlfriend? Nope. So slow down from what?
Exactly. From you telling me you like me? I need to say less words to you?
Continue.
So Mimi and Ayo basically have put their feelings on hold because they are exploring their new couples. And I felt like that was an important thing to note, is that Mimi said that we still have our feelings, but they're on hold. So does that mean that they can resume? It's not like y'all deaded the situation, and I get that feelings can linger, but when you say you put it on hold, then that means that you're hoping to come back to it. To me.
And just like how you was hoping to come back to the villa, and you saw a girl sitting down next to him, and you was like, who's this? And this is Jessica from Casa, and you came back after sleeping outside, after not talking to nobody. We was like, Mimi, talk to somebody, build a safety net. You was like, no, I don't need a safety net, I got Ayo. We was like, build a safety net. I even titled 3 episodes with your name in it saying, Mimi, do something, Casa's the last day. And we got people over here, we got family over here watching us and things like that. They said that they didn't see me because I was invisible, because I was attacking their Mimi and things of that nature. Guess what? You see me now. Okay. And what I'm saying is Mimi is going to disappoint us. I'm trying to warn us now. Like at first I was trying to warn Mimi, but now I'm warning us. She's saying our feelings are on hold. No, Ayo did not choose you. So I don't even understand why she's trying to revive something that Ayo did it. Put the onus on him.
Right. Nicole can tell that they still have feelings for each other. And Mimi says we still have feelings, but we don't want to hurt the people that we're in a couple with. Okay. Nicole gets it, but she tells Mimi that you need to do what you want. You came here for you, and you shouldn't allow anybody or a situation to get in the way of what you really want. Yeah. Mimi says that Josh made her feel like a princess, but she doesn't want to pull Ayo. She feels like she's walking around eggshells when trying to talk to Ayo, and like that's going to create a bigger issue, which it will. Mimi starts crying. She said that she's overwhelmed, and she just likes simplicity in relationships. With Ayo, things are just so simple and natural.
What is your thoughts on this? I know you have some thoughts.
If Mimi likes it, I love it. What can I say? can't convince the girl of nothing, and I can't convince y'all of nothing, to be honest. I think that Ayo is a perfect match for her. If she likes simplicity, she likes not a whole lot of talking, not a whole lot of direction and intention, then Ayo is the person for her. Mm-hmm. If she wants somebody that's going to come in and say, I want you, I like you, I want to spend time with you, and I want to invest in this situation to see what we can make of it, that is what Josh is for. But it seems like Mimi really does not want that. She wants somebody who is aloof. So
yeah, Mimi, don't when Josh ends up with Grace, I don't want to hear you crying. I don't want to hear you. I don't even want to see. I want Ayo to not choose you again, just so you can be turned down for the third time and things like that. Because at the end of the day, someone who keeps doing the same thing, and expect different results, that is the definition of insanity, they say. So I'm like, hey, Mimi, maybe you're insane. Like maybe you're insane, and it's okay
if we're going by the definition.
If we're going by the definition, because my thing is, you're doing the same thing, you're falling for the same trick, and each time he did not choose you, literally every time, and now you have a guy that wants you to the point where he made you waffles, to the point where he got his boy to play hospitality, to the point where your friends left. He didn't know these women. Your friends left, and he wanted to basically make sure you was good. Ayo didn't do that. He knew those women, but Josh did that to make sure you was good. And you're like, I feel like I'm walking on eggshells with him. Now I'm the boogeyman.
Right.
It's craziness.
But see, my thing is, like, when I say this, I don't mean to harp on Mimi or come down on Mimi, because the heart wants what it wants. And if you want Ayo and you want to be with Ayo, then go ahead and be with Ayo. But I think that might be a hard lesson that she'll have to learn, is that you're choosing somebody who has chosen other options ahead of you multiple times. Of course. And she already suffered some heartbreak, so I don't know how much more she has to go through until she learns that Ayo really has no intentions for her. So on the show or out of the show, to be honest.
Yeah, truth be told.
So I think even if they were out of the show, he'd be the type of guy that just strings you along and wastes your time. Yeah,
it is what it is.
So Jess and Ayo talk. Jess's only concern is that Sean is your close boy. So why is he saying that Mimi's still in the equation during the challenge?
And what did Ayo say, literally word for word?
It's.
He said it's.
Now I'll say this: if he has a stammering or stuttering issue, I can understand that.
I don't, because I have that. Okay. I have a lisp and I stutter. You see, I just did it just now, right? And my thing is, that does not stop me from getting my words out. It just take longer.
Yeah.
That's all it is, right? I think he's just trying to hide the fact that he just not into this girl.
I feel like Ayo doesn't push enough to get his opinion out, if he even has one, because honestly it's hard for me to tell sometimes.
That is true, though,
because Jess goes out to say, so it's nothing, and I'm like, Jess, you're doing it again. You stop filling in the gaps for Ayo.
You have to wait for us. We stutter. Okay, you have to wait.
I don't know if it's a speech impediment. I don't know if he really doesn't know what to say, or if he wants to be vague so he doesn't have to answer. But I'll tell you one thing: don't answer for that man. Let that man speak so you know where he's coming from. And they just end up telling each other that they're each other's favorite.
It never leads anywhere. It never leads anywhere.
So Joey and Jesse talk.
Yeah.
Jesse thought that Joey handled the situation badly during the challenge.
Okay.
He would seem so bothered and irritated, and she asked, why do you even care? Joey said that it's hard with his ex being here, and he doesn't think Grace's intentions are pure with her befriending Jesse.
Okay.
He says, you're best friends with a girl who has strong feelings for me. She latched onto you because she can't have me.
Listen, this sounds very self-absorbed right now.
It does.
Because I feel like they telling me that they're best friends more than me seeing that they're best friends.
Yeah.
Maybe they are close, but I'm thinking, like, I don't see any closeness between Grace and Jess with them two. Grace and Jesse with them two, compared to when all of them are together.
Yeah, they all seem to get along fine.
And I'm talking about Matilda, Grace. I feel like that's like a pack. Nicole, even if you want to include her as one of the OGs. Yeah. So I'm not seeing what Joey's seeing.
Yeah. Jesse said that you were being really rude to her.
Okay.
And Joey said she was being rude to me.
Okay.
But you're just sticking it all on me like I'm the problem.
Okay.
Jesse's point is that she just doesn't want Grace's name to be brought up by him again. If somebody else brings it up and you're defending yourself, that's one thing. But you don't need to bring her up and stir the pot. Another
thing she said, which was an interesting line, she said, it's a red flag to me. Basically, how he treats other people, maybe specifically someone he was just with, it's a red flag to her. And I'm just like, okay, I understand that in some ways. But you got to understand, you're a bombshell. So in some ways, like, red flags don't really mean nothing to you, because her whole point was she was trying to get on the villa.
Yeah.
And she connected with Joey. But I do see Joey's point. Joey's point is, hey, if Grace was rude to me and I was rude to her, why are you harping on me?
Well, I guess my thing is I feel like Joey was saying things that weren't true.
Okay. Now that I can agree with.
And by him saying things untrue, I mean him saying that Grace is so into me and all this type of stuff. And Grace actually confronting him and saying, "What are you even talking about? I said I didn't want you."
Okay, yeah.
And then he's over here saying like, "I could tell. It's obvious. I could tell." And it's just like, it feels like you're just trying to keep things going.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You're basically poking at her.
Yeah, you're poking at her.
You're provoking her. Yeah.
So Joey and Grace talk. Yeah. And Joey sits down with her and says, "We're not going to be the best of friends, but he basically wants the best for her, and hopefully somebody can come in and sweep you off your feet because ain't nobody done it yet."
Yeah.
Grace says, "You're saying to everyone in front of the villa that I want you, but basically you're lying. Like, don't state that in front of everybody, and then you're not able to say it in front of me one-on-one. Like, why would you bring that up?" And Joey said that's just how he felt.
Okay.
He thinks with Jesse not in the picture that Grace would still want him. And I will say to that, probably because you would still want her too if Jesse wasn't in the picture.
Exactly.
Grace says that she accepted what happened and she moved out of the way. You want me to be upset over this, but you just can't wrap your head around the fact that I am okay with the situation. And the conversation is over. So then Grace goes over to Jess and Mimi and she tells them, look, like, he has nothing to back up what he says. Like, he just keeps saying that I want him. Yeah. And it's not true. Joey comes over and tells her to just drop it. Like, you don't seem happy. Just relax.
Listen here, boy. Joey the arsonist, I called him.
Yeah.
He is going to gaslight you. It's over. Yeah. It's over. You don't seem happy. You relax. Listen here, Grace, if she had some in her hand, she probably would have threw it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I can understand Grace's frustration. For some people, or maybe even to Joey, it might look like, well, clearly she's into him because she's getting upset. Yeah. But it's like, no, like, you keep going around saying stuff that's not true and putting out there like we're having conversations about me being into you when it's been the complete opposite. Like, I think Grace is just frustrated and she wants Joey to just stop talking about her in this way.
Yeah, you're right.
So,
and it's bedtime and then we end there, right?
Right.
I want y'all to notice something. When it's bedtime, I see Mimi and Josh making out throughout the night. I don't think there's been a night where they didn't make out. Maybe one, you know. But every night they're making out in the bed. More times than we've seen Mimi and Ayo make out in the bed. Yeah. But she want to slow things down. You making out with me in the bed.
Yeah. So what part do you want to slow down?
So it because I'm like I said, they not closed off, they're not exclusive. So what is the part specifically? Now you got to make her talk, Joshua, that you want to slow down.
Right.
You want us to not kiss? You want us to be like Uma? Okay, we could be like Uma. I'm gonna go to Grace though. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because even though she don't like Reuben like that, I saw her making out with Reuben that night too. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the night, we here by ourselves. I've been here for over a month. I'm gonna kiss somebody. Okay. You get what I'm saying? So anything else you thought about this episode?
That's all I got.
Listen here, we will be back tonight if you are interested. With Love Island USA. Listen here, I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Y'all be good.
Bye.